having a campaign on the streets of New York is a local effort. How do you globalize it?
Very simply, we are all connected through our phones, through our social media, to the entire world. And globalization has been completely optimized through Facebook and Twitter and social media. I'll give you an example. Over the last 18 months, Pearl Media, which we're greatly known for, is creating these massive three-dimensional projections. We do these over the course of one night or two nights. We light up 10,000 square feet of facades in major metropolis areas. The moment a consumer walks by, the first thing they do is they take out their smartphone, their cell phones, and they start taking pictures, they start videoing it, and instantly start sharing it with their friends. Why? Because they're seeing something they've never seen before. An entire facade of a building literally coming to life through projection in 3D. They want to tell people about it. They load it up to Facebook, they load it up to Twitter. We also have bloggers that are blogging on site about all of the efforts that we're doing. We have dedicated PR that is pushing out the media to over 3,000 media channels. Instantly, globalization of all of our programs from a New York level becomes a national, global platform. I'll give you a case in point. We did a program with Lexus on Earth Day, where we were doing a massive projection in Hollywood, California, and on the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood. And this was for the Lexus hybrid vehicle, the Lexus 200 CTH. Within 1 week, we had 150,000 views over 30 countries nationwide. Within 4 months, we had 550,000, 40 countries nationwide, or nationwide, globally. So what's great about the social media and the YouTubes and all that stuff is they have the built-in metric system already. You can see who's viewing your profiles, who's viewing your photos, all that sort of stuff. So we're able to take a local program, make it national, and make it global through the use of social media and strategic public relations and upfront marketing efforts.
So you're talking about uploading onto Facebook and all. QR codes really have not reached the success that was hoped and anticipated. How is this different?
I think the reason why QR codes haven't been successful is because there is a point of entry to participation. In order to get the QR code, I gotta download an app, I gotta turn on my phone, I gotta point it there, wait for it, all that sort of stuff. While it's cool and it's a fad, I believe, right now, and it's a great way to share content, NFC tags, near field communications, which are going to be built in every smartphone moving forward, is becoming the future of ways to share content. Instead of having to download an app, I can just tap my phone right up against an ad, up against a wall, and I'm instantly getting that information. And I can share that, it can take me to numerous types of places. And those are the types of technologies that we are implementing in all of our different applications. We did the first ever NFC-enabled storefront a year and a half ago in New York City, where we created a virtual crime scene. And you come up to the store and you tap your phone against it, and instantly you were able to ask clues to not to the victims, you go to potential suspects to find out who killed this woman who we had obviously sitting in the storefront. But it would enable the brand to share content relevant with people in real time, and also allow them to take an experience and walk away with it. So we were able to, not only just track that information, but deliver a kind of a unique service. And as NFC becomes much more popular, it is much more user-friendly than QR codes are, and I think it's going to have a much more higher retention rate and penetration in the marketing world.
So NFC capability, is that available on all phones?
It is not. It's something which is being incorporated into all new phones. For instance, the new Samsung Galaxy 3, which is a pretty hot item on the marketplace right now, their biggest point of differentiation to the iPhone and some of the other major smartphones out there is the ability to share content between devices, but also to easily upload it through NFC technology. For instance, if you have a Samsung Galaxy, and if I had a Samsung Galaxy, which I do, and you had one, if we take out our phones, which I would, and we just pat them together, we can instantly share information, and you can transfer files, video, music, all that sort of stuff. The iPhone, the latest iPhone, does not have it. And for some reason, we don't know. The only guess I can make is it wasn't developed by Apple, so they don't want to include it for some reason. But eventually I think they will be forced to as this becomes a greater part of the media world as well as the consumer-to-consumer sharing.
What about privacy and security?
And what
Do you think that that will hamper the growth of this type of use of technology? Or do you think that people are comfortable with that kind of ease of transfer of information?
Well, I think that if you have a Facebook page, you've given up all hope on privacy and security, which most people do at this point. But at the same time, there's certain mechanisms that can be put in place within these NFC, QR tags, whatever it may be, where they can just transfer content to you. Because at the end of the day, they just want to get the content to you. They want you to share the content. They can tell you how many people tapped and downloaded it, but they're not collecting phone numbers and personal information and that sort of stuff. That's where it would get scary. And I think that the companies are being responsible enough to make sure that they're not doing that, to turn off consumers.